Yarnall, and I've lived in Gedling for 59 years, and I used to work at Trent Concrete at Collick, and I was in the accounts department as an accounts assistant.
How long have you been a parishioner at All Hallows, Pat?
Since 1970, no, I moved back to Gedling in 1965, but I didn't really start going to church till 1973.
I know you've held many, many roles within the church. Could you just tell us about some of them?
Right, well, the very first one that I had, I suppose, if you could call it a role, was cleaning the silver. So that was sort of a job in the background sort of thing. And I did the junior church for, as I say, 25, 30 years. I've also been a server. I went to the Mothers Union, and when Nora Crossan had to give up for a short while, I took over as chairman, but unfortunately we did close before COVID because the numbers had got so few it wasn't worth carrying on, which was rather unfortunate. I've also done the lunch club, ran that for a while, and that unfortunately finished when COVID happened. And I've been with the guys and the Brownies for a long time, and I got my 60-year long service award as an adult guider last year.
Just dealing...
About the luncheon club was interesting.
What was the luncheon club? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, it's been going for a long time. I don't know whether it was really attached to the church or not, but after I retired, I think Bernice was ill or something, and they wanted somebody to go and help. So they asked me if I would like to go and help, and I carried on for, well, I did that for quite a while. But,
and who used to come to the luncheon club?
well, there were, to start with, there was a lot of people. I think some of them were church people, but it was for outsiders mainly, I think, not necessarily just church.
So open to the whole community,
Yeah.
Which is wonderful, really.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. Now, what about you said you used to run Sunday school or help with the Sunday school. What sort of numbers would be coming when it was at its peak, possibly? How many children would be coming?
Well, when I finished, there was sort of about between 10 and 20 regularly. The numbers had dropped, but at one stage we had them split into ages. When Mark Beach was here, we had them split into about 3 or 4 different age groups, and there was a lot then, but it's gradually dwindled off over the years, unfortunately.
Okay.
And as I say, there was between 10 and 20 when I finished, which was actually quite a nice number.
Okay.
It wasn't sort of overcrowded.
No, but happy times, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. You touched on your involvement in the guiding movement. Just tell us a little bit more about that, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, I never was a brownie because, as I say, I lived in Collick, and there wasn't any brownies in Collick. We had to go to Netherfield. And when I think I was about 12, my mum decided she'd start a brownie patch in Collick. And I said, oh, I'd like to help. No, you can't unless you're a guide, and I've been a guide ever since.
Okay.
So.
And also, I know through marriage you have links with the mining community.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about your memories of that?
Well, I don't really know a lot about it apart from Tom worked on the pit top, and he was a washbox operator washing the coal, which I thought was pointless, but still.
And was this at Gedling?
This was at Gedling.
Okay.
And his father worked there before him, but I think he was, I know he was down the pit, and I think he was a rope splicer.
Okay.
But,
They often talk about mining communities as being very strong, and of course the mining community in Gedling was called the United Nations because of the number of men from different countries that worked there. Have you any recollections of that?
Not really.
Not
no.
really. It was just, but you remember your husband's role.
Working there, yeah.
Okay. So, how important is the church and your faith to you then?
Well, it's important in so much that it leads me hopefully on the right path in my daily life, and I wouldn't like to think that there wasn't a church where we could go and worship.
Okay. And have there been, you've mentioned your roles within the church, have there been any occasions that stand out as memorable, might be services or events that the church had put on that you were involved with or you went to or got involved with?
Well, there's been a lot. I mean, we obviously got married there, but I wasn't a parishioner then. Tom was, but I wasn't. And my husband's funeral took place there, which was really, really nice. And there's been lots of memorable services and occasions that I've been to, weddings, and obviously a few funerals. But my parents were married at Gedling as well. So,
okay. And what are your hopes for the future in terms of the church?
well, I hope that it'll grow and that we get new members and that we encourage more younger people and families to get involved, and that in the case of All Hallows that we're soon able to find a new rector to lead us, and that churches do not have to close.
Okay. Pat, you've given so much of your time and so much of your life to the community, and what you've said this morning has been really fascinating and interesting. Thank you for your time.
Right.